Brits of Reddit, do you rinse your dishes when washing them? My hypothesis is that this came from an ad campaign for fairy soap in, I don't know, the 60s or something, which claimed you could do this. And I have talked to a number of 70-year-old Brits who have gotten offended that I said this doesn't work. So I think there is one specific group of British people who grew up with one specific ad campaign who do this. My GF family, all British, do exactly what you described, and when I tried to explain it to other non-British people, they just don't believe me. I don't like soapy dishes at all. Yes, dishes are washed in hot, soapy water and then rinsed before being left to dry. My dad, no everyone else in my family, yes, we rinse our dishes, or at least everyone I know does lol. I live in the UK with flatmates for a time, and this was one of the biggest sore spots when divvying up chores. They even tried to convert me to go rinseless. I always ended up having to rinse out my water glasses before using, since they'd still foam up. Same thing in Montreal. Every glass of water tasted like soap. The plural of Brit is Brits. The key to remember is to know that you don't use apostrophes for plural. Yes, I do, but my wife doesn't. I find it pretty disgusting. I grew up with British parents who immigrated to Canada 10 years before I was born. They don't just soak them, they actively wash them with a dishcloth and sudsy water. They don't, however, rinse the sudsy water off, they just pass them to whoever is drying or put them in the drip rack. I remember reading something about some dish soap company advertising that you didn't need to rinse, and that seemed to stick. Really, though, the dishwater is so diluted that you don't taste the soap, especially if you towel dry. Yes, I always rinse. Don't want my food to taste of soap. I do, and I can taste when people don't. Nothing like a glass of soapy water to quench your thirst. I do now. My wife is American, so we rinse. I always rinse. My mother told us children in the 60s that if we didn't rinse off the detergent then we would get cancer. So I always do it. So far so good. It's so interesting hearing that there are some, not all, but some people who genuinely just let soapy water dry onto their dishes. I wonder if it's a generational thing? I do. My partner was apparently raised in a barn and doesn't. He also doesn't wash glassware and lesser dirty items first. Nasty boy. I soak it, wash it, then rinse it, then it dries if it's being hand washed. For the dishwasher, I rinse then load it into the dishwasher. My British friends were visiting, and the washed dishes still had suds on them in the rack. I didn't say anything, because abuse, I thought they were just being a bit lazy. But then I saw something like this on TV, and they said, yeah, it's no big deal. Maybe it's a generational thing. Absolutely we do. I rinse, scrub with soap and a sponge, etc., and then rinse again after that, or just use a dishwasher. Yes. What sort of cretin is leaving soapy dishwater on dishes? That's disgusting. Are people really doing that? I've got that stupid song "You Can't Eat at Everybody's House" stuck in my head now.